Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game about collecting cards. Everyone who plays it knows that, but everyone has different ways of going about it. Most people skip packs and buy the exact cards they need from secondary markets. Others buy only sealed products such as packs and structure decks, living and dying by the luck of the draw. Some are lucky, some are smart, and I am neither of these things. In this series, we'll be fusing horrendous luck with even worse financial decision making, with the full intention of ripping off Nim Nim and Revs. We'll be rewinding to the nostalgic days of our youth to build a competitive deck with a strict budget of $25 and only using sealed product. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Restart, a budget sealed only challenge. Welcome to episode 3 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Restart. With the way that I record and edit these videos immediately after previous episodes, I wasn't able to say this in the second episode, but I'm happy to say that you guys are absolutely destroying it with the views, subs, and likes. At the time of this video being made, we've hit almost 300 subscribers, over 1,000 views on the first in the series, and over 100 likes on that same video. I also just can't thank you guys enough for the feedback. Moving forward, if there's ever any issues with the videos that you think I should address, you can just leave a comment. I will read pretty much every single comment that I see. We've also got an Instagram account now, so if you're looking to duel and you think Instagram's more comfortable to hit you up, just follow me on Twitter or Instagram and just shoot me a DM. I got a few comments last episode, but with how these videos are edited, I unfortunately can't ask each individual person for contact information. In the last video, I also asked a lot of you guys near the end if you'd prefer seeing a more competitive strategy like Shadal's, or seeing what we could do in a less popular strategy like Magistus. It was about even, with a lot of people saying that Shadal's would be strong and viable, while others saying that they'd prefer to see something more unique with Magistus. In the end, I'm gonna have to go with Magistus. I'm sorry to anybody that wanted Shadal's, because as it stands, the entire Shadal deck is pretty much fulfilled with the structure decks. The uninteresting part of that is if I go with Shadal's, I'll pretty much open a Shadal structure deck every week, and after a few episodes, we've got the whole deck done, and that just doesn't sound fun to me. We'll see what we could do with the Magistus to make the deck as consistent as possible. With Magistus, what we're going to be hunting for is anything out of Genesis Impact. The main ones we need are Zoro and Endymion as combo starters, with Rilliona and Crowley as the extenders. You're going to need at least one of each extra deck monster, and they should be pretty easy to get aside from Artemis, who is an ultra rare. We still need to get Mega Packs for a few reasons, the main one being that we need Borreload Savage Dragon, because the deck does have a one-card combo to make Borreload Savage, but you know what, we don't have to focus on that right away as long as we get the cards that we need. Aside from that, we would also need to go for maximum gold to get Totally Awesome, as the deck has an engine for that too. The biggest concern with that would be getting Bahamut Shark, because that's only available in 3 sets, and 2 of those sets have it way too difficult to get the card out of. I didn't see this coming, but if we pull Totally Awesome for maximum gold in the future, we might have to go into resold OTS 13 packs to get Bahamut Shark. At this point, I feel like it's only right to fix up a few rules for the challenge, since the first episode didn't very much go in depth. Remember guys, this series is gonna grow with your guys' help, so while this won't happen often, there may be some updates from time to time. Here's what we've got. When selling cards for this challenge, we can only sell at most 1 card per episode. I felt like it would get too snowbally if we would get multiple good pulls and then just keep rolling and rolling, and we would just have boxes to open every single episode. And selling every single card worth just over $1 would be abusing the rules, and I just don't want that to even be an option. From now on, whenever I plan to sell a card, I'm also going to leave a straw poll in the description of the videos. What's it for, you might ask? Which is that you guys are going to decide what the card is going to sell for. As an example, let's use the Crocodragon, which I already sold for $5, but this is just an example. We may have the options of selling it for $3, $4, or $5 listed in the straw poll. That way, for example, if I pull a $20 to $25 card, I can't just count it as double my income for the next week. This is a budget challenge, and most players you find online or at your locals won't buy cards for full value. And not everybody that opens packs is going to get as lucky as I am, and I'm definitely not going to get as lucky as other people. From now on, the viewers can also buy some of the cards for me. If you're watching this video and I announce at the end of the episode that I'm selling a certain card and it happens to be something you need, you can have the chance to get it for yourself. I'll ask a question at the end of each video to you guys, and you can answer that question to have a chance to get the card for what might actually be half of retail price. I didn't think I'd end up doing this, but I'm only selling cards for a static amount predetermined by you guys, and it would not affect the series at all based on who I sell it to. The only exception to this is if I pull a card that just ends up being a lot more than I expected. If I pull a Starlight or some random BS, I just can't get rid of that for, $30, $40. but I would use it to fund future episodes of the series because this series is kind of expensive to make. With all that out of the way, let's get into the opening. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got a lot of packs to go into here. Oh my god. So after selling the Croco Dragon, I managed to get $5 for it, which adds up to 30. At $1.50 each, we got 20 packs of Genesis Impact. My biggest concern with these is I really hope they're not scaled, because there's nothing that I could do to stop them if they are scaled. But you know what? Even if they are, I'm still going to record this video. I'm not going to re-record anything, and I'm still going to be getting most of the cards that I need, especially because this set is just that good. But I'm just going to start opening packs, and hopefully we get some Ultras, maybe even a Collector's. You know, they might be scaled, and maybe we won't get anything. Magistus Invocation is the first Magistus card. Theurgy, Cynet Regression. Trismegistus, this actually gives us a free special summon, so I was planning to run 1 or 2 of those, but not sure how that'll go. Another big card that I didn't bring up in the intro is Nightmare Unicorn and Nightmare Phoenix, which are multiple cards, but I still said card because I'm not the brightest person in the world. Born from Draconis. Nightmare Griffin. I don't think we could actually play this because there's no way to abuse it. Drytron Delta, Drytron Eclipse, Invoked Cocytus, Invoked Magistus Invocation, Live Twin Kill. Where were you when I was opening 40 boxes of this? Here's a big issue with this set. There's too many supers. So when I was actually hunting for live twins at a certain point, I barely got any of them. Cyber Angel Ben 10, Grape of the Mark, Nightmare Phoenix. That is a good pull, and we could play that. Drytron Beta Rastaban, Magistus Theurgy. Isn't this like already... This isn't a playset, is it? Is that a collector's rare? We got a collector's rare. Oh my god. What? Okay. I didn't expect that. I'm sorry that... A collector's rare Nightmare Unicorn? Oh my god. Give me a second to sleeve this up. Holy cow, guys. We actually got it. I didn't think this would happen. I genuinely... Oh my god. I wanted, you know, a collector's rare. I would have liked one from the actual archetype that we're hunting for, but Nightmare Unicorn collector's rare. Holy crap. You know what? I don't know what we're going to do with this for now. I'm going to put it off to the side. Well, at least we know that these packs are not scaled unless collector's rares weigh the same as... How do I do this? Unless collector's rares weigh the same as regular hollows. I definitely just destroyed the card at the end, so I really hope that's not an ultra. World Legacy, World Lance, Perform Age Damage Juggler, Cyber's Gadget, Live Twin Channels, Star Drawing, Drytron Meteor Shower, Secret Password. How have we not gotten a single Magistus monster yet? Come on, man. There's multiple rares and other cards that we can get. But you know what? We got a Nightmare Unicorn. I really cannot complain over our pulls for the rest of the episode. We could literally get no other ultras. Another Nightmare Unicorn. You know what? I'm going to play that one. I don't care. I'll play the other one. Evil Twin Challenge. Endymion. Yes. That's the first good one. Another Trismegistus. I don't know how many of these I'm going to run because I'm guessing more than 2 would be kind of bricky. But let's see. Invoked Magellantica, Herald of Ultimateness, blah. Book of the Law, interesting. Evil Twin GG Easy, the best card name in the game, number 96. And Drytron Fafnir. Still have only gotten Trismegistus. We do need Crowley, which I believe is a super rare. But getting an Endymion is very good. We still need Zorua, I believe. Invoked Magellanica, Evil Twin Present, Perform Age Hat Tricker, Backup Secretary. Bottomless, Book of the Law, and Vahram, the Magistus Divinity Dragon. Nice. That is not bad at all, especially after we got Endymion, which I don't think... Is he a tuner? He is not a tuner. I am dumb. Pretty sure it might be Zorua that's the tuner. Or Riliona. I really can't tell you. Ben 10. Another Endymion. He is a combo starter, so I am looking to get a playset of him. Live Twin Home. Well, you know what? The fact that I haven't gotten any ultras yet is starting to make me think that this might be scaled and that I believe the collector's rares might actually weigh as much as the rest of them. Magistus Vritra. I don't know what this card does. Target one level 4 lower Magistus monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If a Magistus card in your spell and trap card zone would be destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card from your group. That's not bad. It's a monster reborn from Magistus. Alright, maybe. Nightmare Griffin. Nope. Crowley! Hey, we got the combo. These two make totally awesome, always. This is a one card totally awesome right here. And having Crowley is what enables that. In the deck, of course. So, very happy to see that. If we get at least one more Endymion, we might actually run the full playset. But, you know, I don't know. Perform Mage Damage Juggler, Worldlands, Delta Altais, Nightmare Phoenix, Drytronic Eclipse, and Live Twin Lilla, and I dropped a card. Well, it looks like we're a little over halfway through our packs. I haven't really been keeping track ever since I got that Nightmare Unicorn. Hey, third Endymion! Nice! Magistus Theurgy. Whatever. Beat Cop. Can I get Nina Ruru at least? Or like, I wouldn't mind another Crowley. Just more Magistus cards, please. Herald of Ultimateness, Born from Draconis, Dark Mist, Live Twin Channel, Nightmare Griffin, Magistus Invocation, and Incantation Chalice Slime. Oh my god. Why am I not getting any Magistus cards? Tritron, nope. Nightmare Unicorn, Engraver of the Mark. By declaring one. I don't know what this does. Secret Password. Oh my god. Like, bro, I know we got a Nightmare Unicorn, and I'm really excited to see that, but let me get some more Magistus cards, dude. That's, like, half my excitement for this set. Evil Twin GG Easy. Still don't know what this... Target one Magistus monster, equip it with a Magistus. If you have at least one Magistus fusion, blah, blah, blah. Nope, can't play that right now. Bruh. I don't get to complain because we pulled this. It's so pretty. What am I supposed to do? Cyber's Gadget, Magistus Vritra. Wait, we didn't get a single ultra rare yet. Oh my god, they are scaled, aren't they? Oh. Okay. Evil Twins, Kiss-a-Kill, and Lilla. I did an opening and I got this in Collector's Rare. But we can't play this. So this is going off to the side. You know what? I'll leave it here. But we can't play it. So Drytron, Engraver of the Mark, Drytron, Magistus, Invoked, Drytron, Cyber Emergency. I guess they were not scaled, but I just got very... I don't know whether to say unlucky or lucky. Like, we have 4 packs to go. Hopefully we get at least one Ultra. Evil Twin Present, Damage Juggler, Nightmare Phoenix. Iwas, nice. Okay, so we've got 2 of the 4 extra deck monsters. All we need is Ninaruru and Artemis, baby. How do I do this every single time, man? What do I... Like, yeah, I don't have the steadiest hands in the world, but this shouldn't be happening. Okay, start drawing Nightmare Unicorn. Every time I look at these plebeian Nightmare Unicorns, I just think to myself, I can't wait to use the other one. Another Endymion. Born from Draconis, Live Twin Home. Holy mother of God. At least let me get another Crowley or something. Like, I don't even care if I get another Ultra, but I would like another Crowley really bad. Drytron Eclipse, Herald of Ultimateness, Born from Draconis, number 96 Darkness, Live Twin Channel, Nightmare Griffin, and Ultra Rare maybe? Oh, Crowley! Hey! So we've got a playset of Endymion and 2 Crowleys. So that's not bad. Honestly, for our first opening of this set, that's really not bad. This is the last pack. Can we end with an Ultra Rare? I mean, we already got Nightmare Unicorn, so really I have no right to complain for whatever we get, but would be nice to get an Ultra Rare. Cyber's Gadget, Evil Twin Present, Drytron Eclipse, Invoked Magellanica, Perform Mage Damage Juggler. Oh, that wasn't the last card. I was like, did I get another Collector's Rare? I'm so dumb. It's a Live Twin. Bro, come on. Well, we did pretty well. Overall, this is the highlight of the pull, obviously. Like, let's get another look at that. Come on. Collector's Rare Nightmare Unicorn. Isn't that insane? And, I mean, I'm gonna run it. Like, I did make it a point that I will only not play cards that I literally cannot run. So this is gonna be played. And we've got Nightmare Phoenix as well. So this is a pretty good opening. I don't know which card we'll be doing at the end of this. It may be Pot of Extravagance, since we don't really have a use for it anymore, since we are running a very heavy extra deck based deck. But for now, let's get going. Let's see what changes we could do to the deck. So here is the rework that we did to the deck. There's not much to say here, because honestly we just had to make space for the Magistus package. I felt like the Familiar Possessed were starting to brick me quite a bit, so I dropped the 2 extras that I put in the last episode. I also dropped Inari Fire and Greater Inari Fire, as well as another one of the Nefarious or Archfiends. I love these cards so much, but they just don't work. I can't do anything about that. Also, I put away the Ranryu and Gigabyte. As much as I love them, there's just nothing I could really do with these. I would much rather see other cards in my hands over these. And every single time I drew into them, like, it was nice to get them on the field, but they didn't do anything. So, gone. Drawing into 3 field spells really bothered me. So, I'm actually dropping this and Metaverse, which isn't a huge change, because I'm still going to be running the Secret Village, the Terraforming, and the other Ichirin. But God, every single game I would draw at least into 2 of these cards, and it just felt so unnecessary, so I'm going to be dropping these 2. Unpossessed, because at this point we don't need to run 2 anymore. We only need the 1. And finally, we had it for 1 episode. I was very happy to get Pot of Extravagance, but you know, we are running a very heavy extra deck based setup. For now, I just don't see a way that we can run Extravagance, because in the one off chance that we actually banish the Magistus, Synchro, or Fusion monster, which are the only ones that we pulled, then we'd be pretty screwed, because that ruins the entire Magistus package. So we actually do have to drop the Extravagance. As for the cards we're adding in 3 Endymion, the Magistus of Mastery. Of course, I was talking about this earlier. We are adding in 2 copies of Crowley, the Magistus of Grimoires. This is going to be a lot more live once we have Artemis and Totally Awesome and the others, because Endymion is able to attach himself with Artemis, which will allow me to search for Crowley, which I will then be able to special summon. So while the engine is very good for Bahamut Shark, because this can change its attribute to water, getting the Bahamut Shark is the issue here. So either way, these ratios are actually already pretty good, unless we get Zorua from future pack openings. Trismegistus, this gives us pretty much an extra normal summon. It's just 1 free special summon on a level 4 spellcaster in the hand. This also actually protects Magistus monsters equipped with, well, it says an equipped card, so the extra deck monsters from being destroyed. And you could actually send it to the graveyard to special summon multiple Magistus monsters from your hand. Next, this is kind of a weird one. I'm running 2 Magistus Invocation. I wasn't actually planning on running this at all, because honestly, fusion summoning doesn't seem like the greatest thing in the world right now for this deck. But drawing into 1 of these and then having the interruption off of Iwes, which has the effect to attach itself to... It's a crackdown. The monster is literally crackdown, and it's a quick effect during the main phase. So you can use it during your opponent's turn. And honestly, just having that would be nice. We're running 1 Magistus Vritra. This is Monster Reborn, but for Magistus monsters only. I would prefer to replace this with an actual Monster Reborn, because the only other effect it has is to protect Magistus cards in the spell and trap card zone, which could be useful, but I would still rather be able to have the generic special summon off of Monster Reborn, especially because it would be able to get us the extra deck monsters, since we literally have no way of summoning the Synchro monster right now. The only reason we're running it is because we can attach it. And the last card is we're putting in another Nefarious or Archfiend, Eater of Nefariousness. Blah, 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 blah. I love this card, and every time I drew into it, I would pretty much pop off, especially with us running another 5 spellcaster monsters that we could easily send to the graveyard, special summon Nefarious or Archfiend, and continue comboing off of there. So I do want to get more consistency. That's actually why I dropped the, Inari, Ranryu, and Gigabyte, but I'm going to enjoy this one. For cards in the extra deck, you should have seen this coming. Nightmare Unicorn Collector's Rare. I love this card. I'm so happy that I actually got this. I did not expect to ever get pretty much any super rare pulls, or actually really rare pulls off of any boxes. But getting a Nightmare Unicorn is very nice. Nightmare Phoenix is, spell and trap removal. And then we've got one of each of the Magistus extra deck monsters. The only reason that we're still running the other cards in the extra deck that we're not really going to be playing is it helps just to have extra deck filler in case my opponent's running something that might be able to send my cards to the graveyard. But very unlikely. We're all done with that. Let's see how this deck plays. So sadly guys, we've got absolutely no live games this time, but we've got a few interesting matches here. Game 1, we're up against Melodious, a deck that I used as a rogue floodgate deck maybe 6 years ago, but nowadays it is... yeah. My opponent goes first, using first movement solo to special summon Arya the Melodious Diva, who protects Melodious monsters against battle destruction and targeting effects. He then special summons Canon and ends his turn. Melodious, ladies and gentlemen. We start with Spirit Charmers, which immediately gets met with Ash, which is the reason that Called By should be at 3. We normal summon Crowley and special summon Nefarious Archfiend from our hand, which gets sent to the graveyard to special summon Nefarious Archfiend. Nefarious gets met with Ghost Ogre, but we still get our special summon and we search off of Nefarious Archfiend. We set Unpossessed and Possessed Partnerships and we pass turn. My opponent normal summons Solo and XC summons for a Tornado Dragon, getting rid of our set Unpossessed, and then destroys Crowley and attacks directly with Arya. By the will of the gods, we draw into Endymion, which we normal summon and equip with Bahram from the extra deck. Bahram's effect makes Endymion automatically destroy anything he battles, which bypasses both of Arya's protection effects. So we swing in, destroy it, and then he proceeds to draw into Mozarta and immediately close out of the game, giving us our first win. Melodious players, ladies and gentlemen. Match 2, we're up against Pure Strikers, so this will be pretty interesting since Engage went straight down into the garbage. He starts by summoning Rei and links for Shizuku, which then leads to him setting 2 cards and passes turn. He searches Afterburners on end phase using Shizuku's effect. We normal summon Luna to attempt to get a search, which gets met with a Widow Anchor, which I attempt to chain Luna to bounce Shizuku, but he sends another Shizuku to negate it. We then summon Crowley using another Luna that we had in hand and turn him into an Earth monster with his effect, which allows us to special summon Nefarious Archfiend and bring back Luna since we kind of want to keep Crowley in the graveyard just in case. We beat over Shizuku, which gets Rei and gets him Hayate, whatever. God, I hate strikers. In main phase 2, we link into Nightmare Phoenix to attempt to destroy his back row and get a search off of Archfiend. This gets met with Cosmic Cyclone, banishing our set copy of Possessed Partnerships, but we just search out a second one using the Nefarious Archfiend that got sent to the grave. Our opponent then Nibiru's us. For the first time in this series, we get Nibiru'd, giving us a 3400 attack token and attack position for some reason. He then uses Multi-Roll, which we chain Possessed Partnerships to, summoning Area and popping Multi-Roll to stop him from comboing off. The next turn, I draw into Ichirin, which does absolutely nothing, so we just smash his rock with our slightly bigger rock and pass turn. He proceeds to use Afterburners to pop the Nibiru token and use Shark Cannon to steal my Nefarious Archfiend from my graveyard, which is the worst possible choice he could make, and put it in defense position for an even weirder reason. We draw into Luna, which we just summon, getting the search, then using Nefarious Archfiend to search Possessed Partnership, while this guy forgets that he has Skullmeister in his hand. He draws into another Shark Cannon, and I special out Area off of Possessed Partnerships. Then I activate Secret Village of the Spellcaster, and this guy's entire deck is just completely gone. He draws into Rhoda, which he just can't use, and then he proceeds to Rage Quit. In match 3, we've got our first viewer game up against D-Not, who I'll just call Not whenever I feel like I should. We start with the +2 combo of Luna and Awakening, getting us Win and Trismegistus, which we then use, and I regret getting Win instead of Asa. On my opponent's turn, he sets a field spell and uses Galaxy Cyclone to pop it, using Gear Town to special summon Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. This is the first time that I get met with a card that could actually beat over my cards with Awakening on the field, and he does just that. I try to Luna it, but he just sends a second one, and then proceeds to add it back using Ancient Gear Workshop. He summons Ancient Gear Wyvern, which I negate with Valor, but then he proceeds to decimate my +2 combo with 1 card. We draw into Area, which gives us absolutely nothing, and our Win gets Fiendish Chained, and you can guess how the rest of that game went. Game 2, and we've got a much more suitable hand. We pop off with Spirit Charmers, sending Gizmek Orochi to set Awakening and add Hida. We activate Awakening and normal Hida, getting the draw 1, which is Endymion, and I love to see him. Please ignore the fact that I straight up forgot to use Secret Village of the Spellcasters, which would have won me the game right from the start, but my opponent top-decked the Gear Town combo, so please don't bully me for bad luck and misremembering things. He then proceeds to MST our face down, and we're forced to summon Asa off of Possessed Partnerships, which draws us into a second Endymion while he gets a whole ass boss monster on board that only leaves us with Asa, and he sets and passes. We activate Secret Village to stop him from using normal spells, but from then on, because my brain is a whole turn slow, we banish Possessed Partnerships and get the attack boost from Awakening, normal summoning Endymion and equipping him with Bahram gives me the safest battle protection, and we summon Gizmek Orochi to get a second beater on board and 900 attack to every monster off of Awakening. This gets met with Train Signal Red, which has full destruction protection for any battle that it's summoned on, but we still proceed to clear his entire monster lineup. He draws into a second Train Signal Red, which gives him absolutely nothing, and Game 2 is ours. Before anything with Game 3, I want to say that whatever happens, happens, and I'm happy to admit that these games against Not were honestly really fun, since this guy's also on a sealed only journey. We sadly draw into both Magistus Invocation and Vritra Magistus, but no Magistus monsters. So all we could do is summon Luna, get the Hida Search, then set Solemn and pass. Using the same Gear Town combo, Not goes into the Reactor Dragon, which we can't Solemn due to rulings. Then destroys our Luna and our Solemn. We draw and have pretty much nothing, so we set a monster and pass. This guy gets the Gear Town combo a second time, right in a row, summoning a second Reactor Dragon and using Gear Gyogre, an Ancient Gear box, to make number 27, which can't attack anyway because Gear Gyogre has restrictions, so he passes turn. We draw into Solemn Morning again, which does absolutely nothing for us at this point, so we set and pass turn. He then destroys Win and attacks directly with both Reactor Dragons, leaving us at 850 life points. You may know what happens next. This leaves us at 2-1. For match 4, we're up against Gladiator Beast Tri-Brigade, which I straight up don't have the time or patience to understand. And we drew a very unplayable hand. Looking at the hand, we just had Valor, which we use on his Karas to stop his free special summon, but it doesn't do anything, and with no other interruptions, this happens. We draw for our turn and literally have nothing to stop him, so game 1 goes to this guy. Game 2, we draw into a decent hand and activate Spirit Charmers to search Hida. So this week we're ending off with a record of 2 wins and 2 losses, but it's actually still pretty promising. I really like the Magistus engine, and Iwas alone makes me want to make the deck work, but we're missing a ton of key cards. Right now, we need all of the Ultras from Genesis Impact, but we also need to start opening other packs, or else we're just going for the same 3 cards over and over. We especially need maximum gold to get called by and Totally Awesome, and especially hand traps like Nibiru and Ash. We can also push through Dual Overload, since I still think Selene would be a huge help, and some other cards like Imperm and Needle Fiber can actually also help a lot. The only reason we haven't started opening those already is because of delivery times from TCG Player. I hate to admit it, but sometimes these packs don't get to me in time, which is why we opened pure Genesis Impact earlier today, instead of throwing in some Dual Overload like I originally planned. The last set we still need is more Mega Packs, because I still think that IP would be great, since we have nothing to do after setting up Nefarious or Archfiend, or at least some of the Charmer links. Crackdown and the Dragoon engine could also be a massive help, but those are not a priority. Moving forward, I'm going to be opening Genesis Impact pretty much every week for a little while until I get the cards that I need. We're going to open Maximum Gold along with it to get Totally Awesome, and we do still need Bahamut Shark, but for now we might as well just open Maximum Gold to get those hand traps since we need more interruptions. You'll see the deck improving as it goes along. With the fact that it's still 3 Ultras per box though for Genesis Impact, we're going to need to hope to see an Artemis, a playset of Zoro, and at least 1 Reliona, and it will not be easy. For the end of this episode, we've got our first card for sale, which will be Pot of Extravagance. I was considering holding on to it for future runs with the deck, but considering our extra deck is going to be a bunch of 1-ofs, we can't risk banishing anything, and there's no real reason to hold on to it. Especially because I kind of want to give back to you guys who are growing the channel at a really fast rate. I was thinking about entering conditions, and here's what I thought. With Extrav being a little over $20 right now, the options for what to sell it at will be $8, $11, or $14. Getting all $20 just doesn't seem realistic, and it would give us too much of an advantage for this being a budget challenge. If you want to be the person that buys it, you can drop a comment telling me that you're interested, and also answer this question, regardless of whether you want the card or not. What's your guys' favorite archetype? I personally love Unchained, and I've been playing them since they came out. Just please drop a comment letting me know your favorite archetype, and if you're interested in the card, say that as well, and give me some contact information, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, I mean, you could put your email if you really want to, but I wouldn't recommend that one. And if no one ends up wanting the card, then I'll find another person to sell it to for whatever price is most highly voted on the straw poll. If you guys ever want to play, shoot me a message on Twitter or Instagram, and assuming I still need game footage, I'll gladly play a match with you. Maybe even regardless of game footage, if I have free time, I'll still gladly play a match. Thanks to you guys for all the support that you've shown me in the last 2 weeks since the first episode came out. I'll try to keep the weekly pace of these videos going to the best of my ability, but I honestly can't promise anything. I barely managed to finish this video the day before it's being published. I'll keep the releases scheduled for Saturdays at noon Eastern Standard Time, so if it's not out by Saturday, it'll definitely be ready by the next week. If you liked the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to see where we go from here. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day and/or night.